Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us on URL Insurance Group's Final Expense Sales and the Basics. My name is Matt Alina, and I'm the Final Expense Manager here. And this webinar is being brought out by popular demand. We've done this webinar before and had great response, and I think that this is a very fitting time to do this again, this webinar again, because there's some great opportunities that are available right now that you can kind of seize those opportunities. So the idea behind this webinar today is that you'll see the opportunities in the final expense or senior life marketplace and get involved in it. And you'll realize that with a little perseverance, a little hard work, and making the right relationships, you will find that this marketplace is very lucrative. You can grow your business exponentially in a quick order. So the topics that we're going to be discussing today will be the opportunities in the senior life marketplace. We'll also discuss what is a final expense policy. We will discuss and talk about where you can get leads and the different lead options that are available to you. We will talk about how you can present final expense plans, how to get started, and selecting the best companies to sell. If I haven't mentioned it already, I know I have, but there are a lot of opportunities in the senior life marketplace. And just to kind of give you an idea, an eye-opening experience, let me kind of highlight some of the opportunities that are available. And it's not just today, but in the next 40 years. There are currently 48 million Americans aged 65 years of age and older. That's why a lot of people get involved in Medicare, because there are so many baby boomers aging into Medicare and needing help and guidance with Medicare. So you see those numbers of 48 million Americans. In the next 40 years, that number is expected to grow and double to over 98 million Americans that will be age 65 years of age and older. You can see that the marketplace is growing fast, and there's a lot of opportunity, not just today, but for many years to come. Now, whether you have a client that is 65, 75, 85, doesn't matter. Seniors have some big concerns. A lot of them have some big concerns. In doing some of the research that I've done in the senior life marketplace, it kind of goes like this. A senior citizen's concerns include dying. It also includes their health care, and that means hospitalizations. That includes going into a nursing home, needing caregiving, being able to afford health care. Keep in mind, most seniors are on a fixed income. So while their fixed income isn't going up as rapidly as costs go up, they're concerned about being able to pay for things. So death is on their health care, but their biggest concern is finances. Finances is the senior citizen's biggest concern. Their concerns include being able to pay for their health care, being able to afford where they live, and also outliving their money. But in addition to that, that also includes leaving a financial burden or leaving a financial mess to their family, their loved ones, their children, their grandchildren. So this is where you see an opportunity that a life insurance policy can play a role in. We'll get into that in more detail here in just a few slides. But for some of your clients, with their biggest concern being finances, a lot of them can't afford to die. If they were to pass away today, they're going to be passing on some debt to their family. They're going to be making their family pay for their funeral costs, health care costs, credit card bills, car payments, mortgage, whatever the case may be. If we break down the cost of an average funeral, now this is the average cost across the entire country. Now these costs range depending on the area that you're located. It could be a little bit more, it could be a little bit less. Now, these statistics come from a website composed from different funeral directors, and the website is called parting.com. And it's basically what can the client or what can the person expect the cost to be when they pass away. So you'll see that the cost for the funeral director services, the casket, embalming, all that totals upwards of about $9,000. For some of our clients, that $9,000 expense is one of the largest expenses they're going to have next to their home and a car. $9,000 is real money to some of our clients. And keep in mind, this doesn't include flowers. This doesn't necessarily include limo services and things like that. So this is real money. And if your client passes away, or if this person passes away, who's going to be stuck holding that, paying for that funeral? Is it going to be their son or daughter, grandchild? Who's going to pay for it? Some people have to resort to going to websites like GoFundMe and taking up a collection among the community and among family and friends. Here, within the last couple of months, I went to GoFundMe just to see what it would cost or how many people are looking for money to cover or need money for a funeral. There's over 2 million people that are looking for a collection or taking up a collection to pay for funeral expenses. So if you or the client or this person has to take up a collection, they're competing against over 2 million other people that need money to pay for a funeral. So what's the easiest solution for this person so that they're not leaving that debt behind and not leaving a financial burden? Life insurance. A life insurance policy is the solution. Now, there's some advantages to a life insurance policy. First and foremost, the money is paid directly from the insurance company to the beneficiary. It doesn't go to Uncle Sam. It doesn't go through probate. So lawyers are not getting richer. So again, we don't have to include Uncle Sam. We don't have to deal with, so we can write out Uncle Sam because the death benefit is paid to the beneficiary. It avoids taxes. It avoids probate. It avoids attorneys. This is the easiest way to pass on money to family. Quickest and easiest way to do it. Now, LIMRA did a study back in 2017. LIMRA is the Life Insurance Marketing Research Association. It's a nonprofit organization. And they surveyed the people that purchased life insurance and asked what was the reason for purchasing the life insurance policy. 85% of the people that purchased life insurance said it was to cover burial and other final expenses. That is the number one reason that people are buying a life insurance policy. A final expense life insurance policy can be used to pay for a funeral. It could be used to pay off medical bills. It could be used to pay off or help pay mortgage payments so that the family is not stuck having to do a fire sale and they have it'll buy them some time so that they can pack the house and put it on the market and get a fair price for it. It can also be used as income replacement or to pay off credit card bills, car payments, or even to leave money to the grandchildren. There's no denying the relationship between a grandparent and a grandchild. But a final expense life insurance policy, the misconception is it is only used to be paid. The money is only used to be paid towards a funeral. That is not the case. It can be used for a whole host of things. So what is a final expense life insurance policy? It is a whole life insurance policy. Usually these final expense plans go towards clients ages 50 to 80. There are some companies out there that'll start at younger ages, sometimes at age 18 or 20, and they may cap out at age 80, 85, or even age 90. Now, the sweet spot in these final expense policies is ages 65, to 75. Face amounts range anywhere from 5,000 to 25,000, but there are some companies in the marketplace that'll start at smaller face amounts, and they'll go all the way up to 25,000, 30,000, 40,000, even 50,000. So these are whole life insurance policies. Now, to your client, this is not a final expense policy. This is a whole life insurance policy. Final expense is a term used in the industry between you, me, and the rest of us that are in the sales end of life insurance. It's a senior life or a burial policy, but it is a life insurance policy to your clients. So it's a whole life policy. What does that mean? It means that the rates are locked in for the rest or the whole life of your client. They'll never increase. The coverage will never decrease. And as long as the client pays the premiums, they can never outlive the coverage. Now, with these policies, it's more of a budget-driven sale, and then they're budget-friendly. Most of these plans start around $30 a month. That's where you'll hear the term coverage for as little as $1 a day. So you could do $30 a month, 40, 50, whatever the case may be. It's what your client can afford. So you're not necessarily selling a death benefit like 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 25,000. You want to ask the question, what can you afford on a monthly basis? So there's some advantages to offering final expense. And I deal with agents all across the industry that have done traditional life insurance and they've pivoted to final expense. Why? Because they're budget-friendly plans. Now, they're liberally underwritten, even to guaranteed issue. What I mean by liberally underwritten, clients can be overweight. They could have high blood pressure, high cholesterol. They may have had heart attacks, cancer, strokes. They can still get a level benefit whole life policy. We'll get into that terminology here in just a few minutes. Guaranteed issue means no medical questions asked. That's for clients that have some medical issues, some significant medical issues that would make them basically uninsurable. These plans are issued quickly. Usually in 5 days or less, the policy is issued. Sometimes these policies are issued within 24 hours. And because these policies are issued quickly, you get paid quickly. A lot of these carriers, when it comes to final expense policies, they pay daily or even weekly commissions. And these plans are easy to explain, and they're easy for your client to understand. All you're explaining to the client is the premium that they're going to pay and the benefit that they're going to get. You don't have to explain the cash values. Yes, there are some cash values in there, but the client needs the assurance that if they're paying this premium, that their beneficiary, their family, is going to get that set amount, regardless of the reason for the death or any of that stuff. So again, these plans are easy to explain and they're easy to understand. Final expense life insurance is just kind of like Medicare. Now, I know that we're not going to get into the weeds, but Medicare is basically health insurance designed with seniors in mind. So they're liberally underwritten, they're priced accordingly. Final expense life insurance is the same thing. It's life insurance designed for seniors. They don't require any fluids like blood or urine. There's no medical records, no paramed exams. These plans will take older clients that they may be dealing with diabetes. They may have had cancers or a heart attack or stroke. These are acceptable risks. Now, getting into the terminology, some things that you should know is 3 words: level, graded, and modified. Level, graded, modified. What does that mean? It's basically the benefits that are paid out. A level benefit means that the full death benefit is available immediately day one. That's a level whole life policy. These are for your relatively healthy to very healthy seniors. There's also graded benefits. A graded policy's death benefit provides coverage usually after 2 years, and it's usually a percentage of the death benefit that's paid if death occurs in the first 2 years. Something like 30% if death occurs in the first year, 60% in the second year, and then full coverage in years 3 all the way till the end of their life. That's a graded policy. And this is for people who have some health problems. Maybe they've recently had cancer, or they've had a stroke. Maybe they're significantly overweight. Maybe they have MS or lupus or something like that. Now, we'll get into how you determine which is the best company for your client. But level, graded, and the next is modified. Modified is typically your guaranteed issue plans. Modified death benefit basically is a return of premium plus interest. So it would be the return of all of the premiums paid if death occurs in the first 2 years, plus a percentage rate, usually around anywhere from 8 to 10%. So the beneficiary would get that money, all the premiums paid plus 10%. So that's the difference: level, graded, and modified. Now, with all three of these plans, the premiums stay the same. You lock in a rate, and that rate stays the same. The difference is how the benefit would be paid out if death occurs in the first couple of years. So how do you determine where the client is going to fit? Are they going to be a level, graded, or modified? And that's simple, just by the application. So here's just a sample application, and you'll see that with these applications, there's 3 sections: Section 1, Section 2, Section 3. Section 1, those are the knockout questions. Those are the questions that will determine whether or not the client can even qualify for a graded or modified plan. And it's usually if they're currently hospitalized or in a nursing facility, or if they have Alzheimer's or dementia, AIDS, HIV, maybe they're on oxygen, or they're in liver failure, they're on dialysis. But if they can get through those knockout questions, 1, 2, and 3 here, and answer no to those questions, move on to the next section. This basically means that their worst case scenario, they're going to qualify for a modified death benefit. The next section is going to determine whether they can qualify for a graded benefit. So it's going to ask if they've had in the last couple of years, if they've had a heart attack, stroke, cancer, and if you can get through this section with no's, it'll tell you, okay, move to the next section. If not, then they probably are only going to get the return of premium, which is the modified plan. So Section 1, Section 2, Section 3. Section 3 is going to determine whether they can qualify for the level plan. The idea here, these are questions that are asked in yes or no fashion. And the questions are asked in a timeline. So let me show you. On this application here, it says in the past 24 months. So if it's been 25 months, the answer to that question is no. Don't overthink it. Don't let the clients overthink it. It's just simple yes or no questions. So when you go through the application and they can answer no to those questions, then you'll move on to the full application process. So the underwriting process for final expense life insurance works like this. You'll do the qualifying questions. You'll ask them those medical questions. You're going to have a select carrier that you want to represent, and we'll go over our carriers that we have available. Some of the carriers are going to require a phone interview at the time of sale, or you can submit the application and an underwriter will contact the client and do a phone interview. But the underwriting process consists of a phone interview. They're going to review the completed application, make sure all of the forms are signed. They're going to be checking the MIB, Medical Information Bureau, to see if there's any information that was provided to another insurance company previously that contradicts what they're saying on the application that you're taking. They'll also be checking the prescription drug database, and then they'll render a decision. Now, with the companies that offer a phone interview at the point of sale, usually that means that they're going to give you a same-day approval or a same-day decision. The average underwriting time for final expense plans is usually between 3 and 5 days. So now that we know the underwriting process, you have to understand that with final expense, the lifeblood of the final expense industry is leads. You want to deal with lead vendors that provide you with exclusive leads, not leads that are going to you and a bunch of other agents in your area. You want to spend money on leads that are going to be exclusive. So they're making phone calls, or they're sending out postcards on your behalf, and they're going directly to you and not to somebody else. Now, our final expense lead program, we work with lead vendors that provide leads, direct mail leads. We deal with vendors that offer telemarketed leads for you, social media leads like Facebook, as well as internet search leads. Now, here are the costs that are associated with it. The lead options, going into mailers. These are direct mailers. You can do a 1,000-piece mail drop that'll range anywhere from $450 to $500. It depends on the lead vendor that you use. Postage has gone up, so the prices have gone up a little bit. But a 1,000-piece mail drop, you can expect anywhere from 1% to 2% response on those postcards coming back. So 10 to 20 leads out of that 1,000-piece mail drop. Now, there are lead vendors out there where you can do a per lead mailer, meaning they'll do enough mailings to guarantee you that you're going to get at least 20 leads. At 20 leads, which is the minimum, they're about $32 to $35 a piece, but they will do enough mailings to guarantee you the 20 leads that you are requesting. If you get any overages, so maybe you order 20, but you get 25, you are on the hook for the cost of those additional 5 leads. We also have teleleads. We have what we call verified teleleads. We work with a vendor that's US-based, where they're $25 a piece, 10 lead minimum order. They're verifying that the person is interested in speaking to you about life insurance. They're also going to verify the amounts of coverage that they're interested in getting and who their beneficiary would be if they got the life insurance policy. And lastly, if there's anybody else within the household that would be interested in talking to you about life insurance. You're notified of that lead within about 10 to 15 minutes of that phone call. Another telemarketed service offers what basically basic lead orders, where they'll contact seniors in the areas that you choose. And they're around $13 to $15 a piece. Usually about 10 leads is the minimum. These calls are not necessarily US-based. The company may be in the United States, but the callers may be located in the Philippines or in Pakistan or India or something like that. With telemarketed leads, in my opinion, I believe you get what you pay for. We also have access and can provide you access to Facebook leads. Those are $30 a lead, 20 lead minimum order. Now you'll see that it's lower results, higher premium. What I mean by that is that you may not get a number of leads. You may get some people that are interested, but out of those 20 leads, you might get only 1 or 2 people that actually buy from you. Now, what I mean by higher premium is with the average premium being anywhere from $600 to $700 annual premium, these clients that are coming in, these leads that are coming in through Facebook are spending anywhere from upwards of $800, $900 to $1,000 a year. So they're spending higher premium amounts. So lower results, higher premiums. And then we also have internet search leads. Those are $34.95 a piece. It's a 1-month commitment. And this is based off of internet searches in your state is your territory, and that's off of internet searches on Google and Bing. Now, with our final expense lead program, they're exclusive. You have a defined sales territory. We have affordable, budget-friendly leads available for you. It's a targeted demographic. So when you're ordering final expense leads, they're targeting people that are ages 55 and older. And they're also going for lower to middle income seniors, people that would be on a fixed income. Now, here at URL Insurance Group, we are basically making the connection between you and the lead vendor. URL does not make any money from your lead orders. URL, just like you, we don't get paid until you get paid. But with that being said, we know that there are a lot of costs involved with final expense leads. So we subsidize your lead costs based on your production. And this is a way of us giving back to you for partnering with us with your final expense business. So we give you $50 for every $1,000 of annualized premium placed monthly. This is for final expense business. So basically, whatever the carrier is paying, URL is kicking in an extra 5% bonus on top of that as a marketing bonus. So if you did $5,000 this month, in annualized final expense premium, you're going to get a $250 lead credit from us. Guess what? That's 10 free telemarketed leads. Now, when it comes to ordering leads, one of the things that you need to do or to consider is you have to order leads consistently. You can't order leads 1 month and then wait a couple of months and order again. Set a reasonable budget. If it's $500 a month that you can afford, stick to that $500 a month, and just stick with it. Consistently order leads. If you stop ordering leads, it gives another agent in your territory, maybe somebody that's not affiliated with URL, the ability to get into your marketplace, into your territory. Now, at this time of the year, it's the summer months. A lot of people are taking time off. A lot of agents are taking time off. This is a great opportunity for you to get into the final expense marketplace because your competition, they're on vacations, they're not ordering leads as often as they would if it was the fall and early part of the year. But a lot of the seniors on a fixed income, they're still home. They're still in the area. They're probably not going on vacations. They don't have the money to do it. So you have an opportunity to get into the final expense marketplace. Plus, your clients, the senior clients, are not getting bombarded right now with Medicare mailings. Medicare season hasn't started yet. In about 2 to 3 months, they're going to start getting hit up with leads and with agents trying to get their Medicare business. So now is a great time for you to get into it, learn the business, learn a routine, and to get that opportunity. Now, when you partner with URL Insurance Group, we have a final expense sales plan where all of this is included, where you get exclusive leads and we subsidize those leads. Sales support, marketing, training. If you need one-on-one training, I'm here to help you with that. We offer competitive carriers that pay top commissions. When you work with URL, you're working with URL, not for URL. You maintain your own independence. We do not have any production requirements in order to maintain the top commission levels, and we do not have any pyramid schemes where we're asking you to go out and recruit additional agents to work with us. So you basically are working for yourself. You get exclusive leads that are subsidized, sales support, marketing, training, and so on. Now, we also have a final expense commission guarantee. What does that mean? Your commissions are vested day one. Some of our carriers will offer up to a 9-month advances. Agency contracts are available, and you do not need to participate in our lead program in order to earn the high commission levels. We have a full portfolio of final expense carriers to help you stay competitive in the senior life marketplace. There are additional carriers that are going to be added to this list here in the next couple of months, so stay tuned for that. But we're always looking to try to keep you competitive and ahead of your competition. Some of our big sellers when it comes to final expense include companies like Foresters, Transamerica, Mutual of Omaha, Oxford, Liberty Bankers Life, and then for guaranteed issue plans, AIG and Gerber. How do you know who's going to be competitive? We have a final expense quote engine on our website at urlinsgroup.com/Aries. If you go to Life Markets Quoting Tools, you'll see that there's a final expense quote engine. On this quote engine, you're going to put in the state that you reside in or the state that the sale is taking place, the client's date of birth, their gender, tobacco use, yes or no, the amount of coverage that they're looking to get, and level, graded, or guaranteed issue, and click on Get Quotes Now. Our website, here you'll see on the right-hand side of your screen, does the shopping for you so that you can see who has the best rates for your client. Now, there are 5 steps to a final expense sale. The first step is extremely important, and that is know the companies that you sell. When you get contracted with a company or when you select a carrier, you should sit down and review the agent guides and the consumer materials to know what the companies offer. and know it backwards and forwards so that you can incorporate the features of the product in your sales pitch, in your sales presentation. The next step is to determine your client's needs. Are they looking to cover burial costs? Are they looking to pass on some money to their children or their grandchildren? Determine your client's needs. Determine if it's a budget-driven sale where they only have $30 a month to spend, or if they're looking for a specific death benefit amount. Ask the questions to help your clients and determine your client's needs. The third step is to assess your client's health and qualifications. So you'll go through your selected carrier's application. Ask the medical questions before you go through anything else. Make sure that they can get through those medical questions. If they answer yes to one of those medical questions, you know that that company is not the right company for them. Pivot to another company in your portfolio. Final expense agents, the successful ones, have about 2 or 3 companies that they use as their core companies with a guarantee issue company in their back pocket just in case. Once you've assessed the client's health qualifications, complete the application. Go through if there's phone interviews or whatever it is, complete the application process and close the sale. So again, know the companies you sell. What are their product features? What are their underwriting specialties? There are companies out there that will offer a level benefit for COPD, lupus, emphysema. If it's lupus or if it's COPD or emphysema and they're not on oxygen, they can qualify for a level benefit. So know the companies and their underwriting specialties. Some companies out there don't ask height and weight. What are the rates? Are there any member benefits? Are there any free benefits that are included in that company that you're selling? Determine your client's needs, like if they have children or grandchildren. What are their concerns? What is their budget? And how are they paying for the funeral? And who is responsible for paying it? Some agents will be very blunt and very direct, and they'll just ask this one question. If you were to have passed away last night, who would be responsible for making the arrangements for the funeral, and is there money there to pay for it? So determine your client's needs. Number 3, assess the client's health qualifications. Do they have any pre-existing medical conditions? Do they have a strict budget? And do they need a company that accepts special billing? And what I mean by that is maybe they're only getting Social Security. They don't have a checking account. There are carriers out there that have direct express billing where they will draft directly from their Social Security account. Complete the application. That's step number 4. Fill out the application paperwork. Do the point of sale phone interview if it is required. Get that underwriting approval and submit the application. And number 5, close the sale. Review their insurance coverage and benefits and go over the premium and draft dates. Answer any questions that they have. Ask for referrals and make sure that you are thanking your client for their business and follow up with them from time to time. And just check in, see how they're doing. And when you're following up with them, ask for referrals again. We have a final expense sales playbook here at URL, and we will design a system specifically for you that would consist of sales scripts, PowerPoint presentations, turnkey marketing materials. Some of you that are on our webinar today, maybe you're already in the Medicare marketplace. We have turnkey marketing materials that will help you go back and address your Medicare clients. We have video presentations, there's letters, memorial guides, there's free membership benefits. We have exclusive leads, whether it's direct mail, telemarketing, so on and so forth. We subsidize those lead costs. And most importantly, we provide you with one-on-one and team coaching and agent networking events. For those of you who are new to URL and new to Final Expense, we have a fresh start bonus. We will give you an additional $25 per placed Final Expense application during your first 60 days with us. You must be new to URL or haven't submitted any life insurance business with URL in the past 24 months. It's based on the business that you have placed within the first 60 days of you getting contracted with the carrier. The minimum qualifying premium is $500 a year, and we're kicking this bonus in addition to the lead subsidies. So you're basically able to double dip. You can qualify for the lead subsidies and get additional money in your pocket. Here at URL, we try to preach the recipe for final expense sales success. It's based around hard work. This industry is very lucrative, but you have to work hard at it. It's not for everybody. If it was for everybody, there would be no money involved in it. There would be no money in it. So if you have hard work, you're a hard worker, you're self-disciplined. And what I mean by that is you're able to set time aside that you're going to be making phone calls, following up with leads, going out and seeing those people. You're disciplined that you're going to set this time aside to continually grow the business. You're dedicated to yourself, your family, you're dedicated to your clients. You're able to persevere when you're hearing no's all the time. They don't want to see you. They don't want to talk to you. When the leads don't want to talk to you, you're able to persevere, and you're a motivated individual. You have the recipe for success in the final expense marketplace. And the great thing is you're your own boss. You're working for yourself. So if you're ready to get started, I'm here to help you do that. Select the companies that you want to sell as step number one. We can have a dialogue, a conversation about the best companies for you in your state that would work best for you and your clients. A win-win for everybody. The second step is to submit and get contracted with those carriers. You'll end up getting marketing materials for those companies, which include the agent guides, rate books, underwriting guides, all of the stuff that's involved with that particular carrier or carriers. Review it, get to know it. Around that same time, you're going to order leads, whether it's telemarketed leads, direct mail leads, whatever it is, and then you're going to make appointments. But if you're ready, it's time. Now is the best time to get started in the final expense marketplace. At this time, I will open it up for any questions that you might have. And you can type those questions, and I will read those questions aloud and get those questions answered for you. You can also contact me. My direct phone line is 717-216-8041. 717-216-8041. Toll free, it's 800-926-8875, extension 141. So if you have any questions, feel free to type those questions, and I will read those questions aloud. And if you've put in your voice activation number on the webinar system, I can unmute you, and you can ask your question aloud. Let me see if there's any questions here. Alexa asked, is there any recording? Is this being recorded that I can listen again? Yes, this is being recorded. If there's any other questions, feel free to ask them. A lot of times you have questions after we part, and that's fine. My contact information is there on the screen. Again, it's 800-926-8875, extension 141, or you can dial direct at 717-216-8041. Okay. I was asked, what type of commissions are paid? That's a very good question. A lot of times the commissions that are paid range anywhere from 100%. The average is about 110% first year. There are renewals with a lot of these carriers. The carriers will advance up to 9 months, and they pay you direct. So the commissions are getting paid directly from the insurance carrier directly to you. Another question, do all the companies have level, graded, or modified, or does it just depend? It does depend on the company. One of the companies that we have in our portfolio is a company called Oxford Life. Oxford Life has just a level benefit plan. If they don't qualify for that plan, they don't qualify for Oxford Life at all. So it just depends on the carrier. Okay. Oh, and going back to the commission question, there are some carriers that pay higher than 110% as well. It just depends again on the carrier itself. Regarding guaranteed issue, the application had knockout questions. Some are insurable, uninsurable anyway. If the client is uninsurable with some of the traditional life carriers that have like a level graded or modified, you can automatically pivot to a company like AIG or Gerber, guaranteed issue, no medical questions asked whatsoever. You fill out the couple-page application with no medical questions, collect premiums, submit it, the client is covered that day. Very good question here. Should we get appointed with all companies or wait till we have business? That's a very good question. If you're looking to get into final expense, you would want to order leads and have some companies selected. You don't want to get contracted with all these companies. You want to select 2 or 3 companies that you want to market, and those are your go-to companies. You don't want to get licensed with every carrier under the sun. It basically muddies the water, and the clients, you're confused, and because you're confused, your clients are confused. So again, I mentioned earlier, some of our top sellers include companies like Foresters, Mutual of Omaha, it's a household name, Transamerica, household name, Great Rates, etc. So you'd want to stick with companies that you want to market. The question here, who mails the policy to the client? Most of the time, the carrier is sending the policy directly to the client. If you want the policies mailed to you to deliver, you can certainly do that. It's entirely up to you. Can any of these companies be electronically submitted? Yes, there are some carriers that allow e-apps. One of the other things that carriers have is like basically a conference call. You, the client, and the underwriter, and you make the introduction. The carrier does the rest, and you get the approval right then and there. But there are some carriers that offer e-app submissions. Those companies include like Mutual of Omaha, and there's a few others out there as well. Are there any minimum sales? We do not have any minimum production when it comes to working with URL. We work with agents from all different backgrounds. Some are teachers that work during the summer months and during the holidays. We work with people who are semi-retired. This is a second career for them, so they're really not looking to beat down any doors or set any records. And then we deal with people that really just go hog wild and they sell quite a bit. But as a company, no, we do not have any minimum production requirements in order to partner with us here at URL. If there's any other questions, these are all great questions. Feel free to keep asking those questions. I'll stay on here as long as questions are coming in. And like I said, my contact information is on the screen. All great questions. Like I said before, there is a lot of opportunity in the final expense marketplace. And we really try to, here at URL, we really try to help you harness that opportunity and make the most of it. We have done a lot of vetting of lead vendors. We're always looking at our portfolio to make sure that the companies that we're offering are offering you competitive rates, or your clients' competitive rates, competitive commissions, so that it's a lucrative business for you, and that you have more good days than bad. You know, no company has the magic bullet when it comes to final expense and offering everybody a great product or a great rate, great underwriting. So we're here to help you with that selection as well. So I don't see any more questions coming in. So again, thank you very much, everybody, for taking time out of your busy schedules to join me on our final expense sales, the basics. I hope that we've answered your questions, and I more importantly hope you feel motivated and see that there's a great opportunity that's available for you in the final expense marketplace. Any questions, comments, concerns, call me direct at 717-216-8041 or toll free 800-926-8875. I appreciate your time, and we will talk to you all very soon. Have a great day, everybody. Take care.